If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I sound like my grandfather, but it's true. Someday we'll have level 2 chargers everywhere and great infrastructure, but for now, planning is kind of the thing with an EV road trip. Here's how I do it. Let's do it in 4 easy steps: lodging, packing, route planning, and prepping your vehicle. First, we need to look at where we're going to stay because that can really change the quality of your road trip. This is a road trip to Boston, so let's find something halfway between where I am and my destination. The Bear Creek Mountain Resort caught my eye. It's a really nice location and features just about everything you would want when it comes to hotel accommodations. However, not mentioned in this set of features is an electric vehicle charger, which is what I was looking for. So let's find out if there really is one or not. And for that, we need PlugShare. PlugShare says there's an EV charger right near the resort, and it's a charge point. So let's head to the ChargePoint app and check it out. It took some detective work because the GPS location and the location of the chargers in the ChargePoint app don't match exactly, but they are labeled as resort chargers. And PlugShare even shows where to find them. And after looking at the photos, they definitely match. This is great news. That means we can arrive with a low charge and leave topped up in the morning if we choose Bear Creek Mountain Resort. Looks like a win for me. And if you find videos like these helpful, smash the like button and hit the bell so others can find it more easily. Next, it's time to pack everything we need to make sure that our EV trip is as quick and easy as possible. And obviously, I'm not going to give you advice on how much or what to pack for your trip, except when it comes to food. If you have time to prepare, making some entree-like sandwiches, lunch meat, turkey, ham salad, and taking a cooler, along with some snacks and drinks, can save you not only time, but a whole lot of money. You can turn a 20-minute stop at a charger into a 20-minute meal. You can turn a bathroom stop into a quick snack, and with a little extra planning, your EV road trip won't be any longer than the ones you took in gas cars in the past. The most important step in planning an EV road trip is getting the route right and knowing what to do if it goes wrong. The best way to get a fast charge on a road trip is to arrive at the charger around 10% for most EVs. And a better route planner will try to get you to arrive between 10 and 15%. And so will Tesla. However, if you have never taken a route before and you're not familiar with the chargers, you may want to avoid that strategy. For the example in this video, I've already returned from this trip, and I followed my plan to a T on the way to my destination. But since I had to turn around and drive 12 hours back home, just a few hours after my arrival in Boston, I wanted to make sure I was alert enough to drive home. And a bunch of small breaks is helpful when trying to stay awake. So I stopped at every charger along the way. I didn't have to charge for any length of time, and my charge speed wasn't super fast because I had more than a 30% charge most of the time. I did arrive about an hour later than the car originally said I would, but I was alert and I felt good. The moral here is don't feel like you have to stick to the route once you set it, and always know where an alternate charger is. This past weekend, I was in Amish country, Ohio, and we found a new charger in New Philadelphia that we really liked. And so we stayed there longer than we needed to, and we also charged on the way back at the same charger, even though it wasn't on our route plan. And if you're curious how non-Tesla EVs will charge at superchargers once the NACS connector is adopted, this kind of supercharger is how it will be done. These are pull-throughs, and it doesn't matter what side, or front, or back part of the car the charger is located on, any vehicle will be able to utilize this charger, including trailers and anything else you can imagine. And if you're buying a used EV, make sure you know that the first road trip you're going to be on may be the first drive you ever take in the car. And especially if you buy a Tesla, make sure that you have charging equipment. My buddy Chris recently bought a used Tesla, and here's his story.
Hey, my name's Chris Farrell. I'm a Morgantown resident. My family dock in Western Maryland, and thought I'd try the EV game.
If you buy a Tesla used, what advice would you have for somebody getting one?
Make sure you plan ahead. That's probably the biggest thing is have a charger. Have a charger at home because you won't be able to supercharge, and that's what I was banking on because I didn't have a charge cable. I was going to order it after the fact, thinking that I can charge it anywhere, but that app takes time. So
plug it in and see what happens.
Moment of truth here.
Yeah, let's find out. And it says, paid charging unavailable. Add a payment method to your Tesla account. Supercharging unavailable. Add payment method, mobile app, profile, account, charging.
They gave you one free supercharge, and they really were non-specific about the steps after that. It was a non-Tesla dealer, so
So the dealer probably knows less than you do.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, if you got to take a picture of the registration or the license plate, or it'll take 35 days to process, which didn't know before I got the car.
So you bought this out of state used.
I think some come with the mobile chargers with used Teslas, but this one didn't. And I assume when I got it that the superchargers, I'll just go plug it in until the mobile charger came, which I ordered that day. Thought it'd be instant, but it showed up, I think, Friday morning, just on the app. I just looked and I'm like, full access to the car. And then you can supercharge.
So, we know where we're going to stay, we have everything packed, we know how to get there, and we have some snacks to munch along the way. The last step is prepping the vehicle. And this is similar to Chris's story. You want to make sure you bring as much charging equipment as you would deem necessary for the type of trip you're going to take. I carry a mobile connector and a 110 adapter, as well as a CCS to NACS adapter. And then in the glove box, I keep my J1772 to Tesla adapter. The other adapter here is a NEMA 1430 adapter because I had a unique situation that required one in the past, but the best adapter to carry other than these would be a NEMA 1450 adapter. Most of the modern installed plugs are that type. Next, we want to get our tire pressures set to the right PSI. And to do that, we start with the sticker on the inside of the driver's door, or the door placard. Don't check your tire sidewall for tire pressure. Check the placard. The tires will list a maximum pressure allowed for the tire, not a recommended pressure for the vehicle. The placard lists your tire dimensions as well as your cold tire pressures. Emphasis on cold, which means the pressure before the car is driven. As soon as you drive your car for about a mile, your pressure increases as the gas inside the tire warms up. So to get a cold pressure reading, you need a car to sit on a level surface for 2 to 3 hours from the last time you drove it. It's also difficult to get a cold tire reading if your vehicle is in the sun. Cold tire pressures will read higher in warm weather and lower in cold weather. So as the seasons change, especially a time like now, make sure you recheck your pressures and top them up based on the environmental conditions. The cold tire pressure for the Model Y long range is 42 psi front and rear. Next, grab whatever you're inflating your tires with. I have a little 12-volt DC pump from Amazon. It plugs into the 12-volt socket under the armrest. I'll attach the hose to the tire stem and check what my current pressure is. Right now we're around 37 pounds, probably because the last time I checked the pressure it was much warmer outside. Next, I press the plus button on the pump to make sure it's set to 42 psi, and I'll turn it on. I'll monitor the pressure as it inflates. This could take a couple minutes or more, but once it hits 42, it will kick off on its own. I can remove the hose from the pump and replace the cap, and all we have to do now is repeat the process 3 more times. So there you have it. If this was helpful, send it to a fellow EV owner, or better yet, send it to someone who wants to own an EV but is scared about the charging on road trips. Subscribe for more. We'll see ya on the next one.
Hey, smash the like button.
Thank you.